Success comes down to choosing the pain of discipline over the ease of capitulation. My friends, the pain of discipline for us is only 10 to 15 minutes a day, but that's each and every day the market's open. Otherwise, you're never going to learn the nuances you need to learn in how to follow stock charts. We do that every day. We look for big changes in greed or fear. We see greed when we have weekly vertical crossovers going up, fear when we see weekly vertical crossovers going down. Every day we have great trainings for you. If you're not signed up at chartingwealth.com, go there, sign up. You'll get our daily reviews, plus all the special trainings that we do, we put out every day. We've got a great one for you today. Have a plan before pulling the trigger. Oh, my friends, if you don't know what your getting out point is, and by that I mean setting your profit projections and your loss acceptable spots. And once you've done those things and you know why you're getting in, you've justified it in your trade worksheet, and you get into that trade and you follow it, you fill out your trade worksheet as you do it, your daily market worksheet every day, your weekly market worksheet once a week, you're on your path to victory. This is a great training. I hope that you will take it. If you're not subscribed, then go to chartingwealth.com, sign up for free. We never spam that list. We never share it. Now, let's jump into these charts. Stocks are mixed for the day. We see the S&P 500 up just barely 0.02, so that's 0.2%. We see the NASDAQ 100 down about 0.5% today. Bonds up 0.64%, gold down 1.11%. Again, continuing to move in that direction. Now, let's first go, and Bitcoin up 3.88%. So let's jump into the S&P. We can see reaching a higher high this week. Prices above that weekly. We look at the price percent oscillator. It's flat. Derivative oscillator gaining a little upward momentum. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much flat so far. We look at the 2-day, and again, it's pretty flat on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator heading up. And of course, we can see in this shortened week, Tuesday and Wednesday, the latest 2-day candle, it is moving up. It's a candle that's higher in the body than the prior and higher in the wick, so that's good to see. Now, the half day, we had that crossover, so we've got to redraw our half-day trend line, and we will do that. That's a beautiful thing about what we do here with this charting platform that we use, which is what? TC2000, the free version is the free version is freestockcharts.com. You know, and as I'm drawing that, I'm thinking something's wrong there. Bottom up, top down. Always keep that in mind. That is what you do when you draw trend lines. We've got some great teaching. You know what I'm going to put at the end of today's training? The 2 teachings we have on trend lines and how to use and deploy them. They're going to be at the end of today's video. So, what do we see going on? Well, we see how things have crossed over at the end of the day, going down, and again, not so big. When we look at the 2-day, of course, that's where that and the weekly is where we concentrate the most of our energy. We see things as they potentially start to happen on our half-day chart, but again, that is the smallest and the weakest of our charts, and that is the one we give the smallest amount of favor to. The biggest, of course, is always the weekly, and right there in the middle helps us see things as they're coming is the 2-day. Now, let's go to the Qs. What do we see going on there? Well, on this weekly chart, we can see the price percent oscillator is flat, derivative oscillator losing a little bit of momentum. We are a little bit bigger candle, a little bit higher candle body, not bigger, higher candle body this week. We see we are reaching a higher high. Like I said, it was down about 0.5% for today. Prices above that weekly. We look at the 2-day. It's positive, but heading down on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator losing momentum too. Check out the kind of candle we have. That is a spinning top, my friends. Lots of movement on the bottom, unlike these other candlesticks. Got a lot of movement on the bottom. That's showing us some indecision and some surging both up and down. And of course, price closed just above that 2-day trend line. Derivative oscillator lost momentum. As I said, look at the half-day charts, you can see where things pounded down in the morning and then tried to recover some in the afternoon, still down for the day. Price has dipped below that 2-day trend line, still above the weekly, so keep your eye on that. Be cognizant of the weakening that you see, and we'll see how things shape up on Friday. Okay, let's move to bonds. Bonds up for the day, 0.64%, but look at the week. We have a strong red down candle, price percent oscillator heading down, derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. 2-day chart, nice big red down candle. We see, and that again represents 2 days, Tuesday and Wednesday. We see the derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum, price percent oscillator headed down. What do we see on the half-day chart? We see where things bottomed back on the afternoon and pretty much the morning too on Tuesday, and then popped up in the morning on Wednesday, down a little, pulling back a little in the afternoon. Overall, like we said, up for the day. But that half-day chart still negative on the price percent oscillator and the derivative oscillator. So the overall mood, bonds still down. Now lastly, we go to gold. Gold is strongly down, 1.11%. Look at that big red down candle for the week. We had that weekly, that 2-day recross going for us. It's been a while. We get to the 2-day candle. We'll talk about it a little more. 2-day time frame. Price percent oscillator gaining downward momentum. Derivative oscillator heading down. 2-day. We go all the way back to that 2-day recross on January the 14th. Went down for 2 days and sort of meandered around, boomed down strong, starting on Wednesday the 3rd of February, that 2-day candle, and then of course really pounding down Thursday the 4th and Friday the 5th, and then like it did before, sort of rotated up and then slamming down again. So again, that's been good to see. What do we see there? The jumping in point somewhere around the 173.50 mark to a low of how low? 165.85. That's okay. That's not bad. We look at the half-day chart. Of course, 2 days of strong down movement in gold. So again, I want gold to take off and head up, but it ain't doing that yet. It is just blowing off lots and lots of energy. So we'll continue to watch and see where that leads us. Lastly, because you asked for it, we have been following Bitcoin for the last couple of weeks or so. We'll do this for a while there's interest in it. What I want you to be doing, please, is if you want to learn how to chart Bitcoin, then fill out your daily market worksheet, your trade worksheet when you find a trade that you're going to practice. And of course, your weekly market worksheet, you'll fill that out after the close of the market tomorrow. So what do we see going on? Price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line, heading up. The derivative oscillator still just a bit negative. Nice green up candle for the week. We had that 2-day recross, and where have things gone from there? Up quite nicely. This latest 2-day candle up nicely. Again, up for the day 3.88%. Not necessarily a big move for Bitcoin, but again, Bitcoin moves unlike anything else. You really have to practice trade this to get used to the surging volatility. Otherwise, it will scare the hell out of you. It scares the hell out of most people who are out there practice trading it, because unlike anything else, it surges crazy. So, derivative oscillator gaining upward momentum, price percent oscillator pulling away from the red signal line on the 2-day, half-day. Okay, we saw where it popped up in the afternoon on Tuesday and then sort of rattled around, popping up again in the afternoon on Thursday. And you guys who follow this, you know how these prices come in irregularly. I sort of hesitate to even use the half day because of the way that the prices, but anyway, it gives us some idea, and it's not inaccurate as to where the overall price is going. But as you notice, I'm telling you to look at the 2-day and the weekly. It's those 2-day recrosses going back in the same direction of the weekly. Also helping you see where you're losing lots of energy and you might pull out and wait for things to set back up again. But this half day is interesting to see. You can see where those price levels surge. Hasn't managed to cross back over going down yet, gaining some upward momentum on the derivative oscillator. So that is where we are, my friends. This latest two-day recross, not been bad on you. And those of you who've been backtracking and seeing how accurate our Bitcoin charts are, you know, particularly when you couple the weekly with the two-day, you see it's a pretty magical chart. It ain't bad. That's where we are as we end a Thursday and we get ready to go in, end a Wednesday, get ready to go into Thursday. I tell you what, I'm sorry, friends, this whole week has gotten me completely screwed up. I will get this straight. I'm thinking tomorrow is Friday. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. When they shorten the weeks on me, it throws me off completely. But you guys know where I'm going. You can check out the date on today's broadcast, if nothing else. God bless, my friends. Oh, and thank you for all the book orders. And we've had a lot of book orders with a spiral-bound version of our daily market worksheet, weekly market worksheet, and trade worksheets, 3-month supply. You can get a discount if you buy a whole year's worth. Sent out a bunch of those today. Thank you for all your support. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.